The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Welcome to Learn About Law. My name is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law, and today we're going to answer the question, are children personally liable for a deceased parent's debt in Illinois? So if your parent died with unpaid bills or creditors that they owed money to, are you as a child personally liable? First, let's talk about what probate is and a little bit about how that works. Probate is a court case that happens when someone passes away, and the purpose of the court case is for the executor of the estate, the person responsible for managing the estate, to collect the assets of the deceased person and basically put them into an estate account and then use those estate assets to first pay any creditors who are owed money by the deceased person, and then to distribute the rest to the heirs and beneficiaries of the estate, so typically whoever's named in the will. So what happens if an estate doesn't have enough assets to pay the deceased person's debt? In this situation, creditors are grouped into certain classes depending on the type of debt it is. And we've got an article and video that talks about different classes of creditors, so we won't go into a lot of detail there. But creditors are paid off in order of their class. So the first class of creditors gets paid first, the second class gets paid second, and if there's not enough left to pay the third class all the way down the line, then those creditors are just out of luck. So children aren't generally personally liable for paying those creditors out of their own pocket if the estate doesn't have enough assets. They just won't receive an inheritance. The assets will first go to pay debts, and then if there's not enough assets in the estate to pay a certain creditor's debt, that creditor is generally just out of luck. They can't go after the children personally for payment of that debt. Now again, assets that the children otherwise would have inherited, they're not going to inherit because those assets are being used to pay off debt instead. So they're not personally liable, but a chunk's coming out of their inheritance. There are three situations in which a child can be personally liable for a deceased parent's debt, and we're going to go over those. And that's over and above payment from the estate. So one is if it's joint debt, co-signed, or a guarantee. So let's talk about this a little bit. Joint debt is when the parent and the child accrued the debt together. They signed on to be liable for it together. Or it's the parent debt, but the child co-signed or guaranteed it, saying that if the parent failed to pay the debt, then the creditor could come after the child personally. So if the child signed on to be part of the debt personally, then the parent's death doesn't alleviate them of the responsibility, and they'll still be personally liable for the debt if the estate is not sufficient to cover it. The second situation is when the deceased person made a transfer to the child shortly before death. So it basically, if the creditors can show that a transfer of assets happened shortly before death from the parent to the child with the purpose of evading the creditors, so making it so that the child got these assets without having to pay the creditors as part of the estate, then that transfer can be undone and the creditor can come after the child personally for the amount of that transfer. Finally, mismanagement of the estate. So if the child is the executor of the estate and the child does not pay off the creditors in the proper order or pays from the estate to the children without paying the creditors first, whether it's the child as the executor or somebody else, if the estate's been mismanaged, then the executor can be personally held liable, and the child who was wrongfully paid can be personally held liable, depending on their complicity. And that gets to be a more complex subject. But if the estate's properly managed, there were no fraudulent transfers, and the child had not co-signed or guaranteed the debt, then the general rule is that children are not personally liable for the debts of their deceased parents, including medical bills. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments section below this post at learn-about-law.com or below the video on our YouTube station. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to us on YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud, and you'll be notified of our daily article and video posts. If you need some help, give us a call at 630-324-6666. That's 630-324-6666. We offer free consultations, and we have offices all around Chicagoland for your convenience. Thank you so much for watching and listening.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for new videos every week and download and review us on iTunes. Visit learn-about-law.com for other legal-related articles and videos. Visit our business podcast and video blog, seizeyourbusiness.com, and visit Making Real Estate Fun for real estate videos and podcasts. Call us at 630-324-6666 for a free consultation.